So you don't like accountability, and specifically you don't like accountability for lead generation. Okay. So what do you think the real problem is? Well, think about it. What do you think the real problem is that you don't like to be held accountable to lead generation?
Because I think, well, I think one of the problems is the way Keller Williams model of lead generation is picking up the phone and calling. And like I do other things to lead gen through like the edge and networking and things, but specifically blocking out 3 hours a day to pick up the phone and call people and lead gen, I hate that.
Okay. So then specifically, it's really the lead generation, making the phone calls that is the challenge for you, not the other lead generation. Not the other lead generation tools.
Correct.
And being accountable to those?
Well, I guess, yeah, with the other things that I'd like to do, I don't have a problem being accountable to that, but,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Now, I'm just going to stop right here, because we don't have an accountability problem by asking the questions. We have a lead generation cold calling problem.
Right.
Right.
So the thing is, this started out, this is really good, by
I'm
the way.
gonna go fix my wheel then.
If you focus on the whole accountability thing, what was I able to isolate?
The fact that he
Cold
doesn't like
calling.
cold calling.
He doesn't like to make cold calling things.
An
It's
activity.
a habit.
Yeah. So, but he's
Or
he's
skill.
okay
That's
being
more
held.
skill.
I'm assuming that you're being, and we'll get into this. He is okay being held accountable to the things that he likes to do. Okay.
But doesn't
And
do
actually, I
those.
don't like calling my clients because, like, when it's lead gen, I don't mind calling and whatever, but like, I hate it when somebody calls, hey, Tom, how's it going? Do you have a couple of minutes? And I think if I didn't have a couple of minutes, I wouldn't have answered the phone. Like I can feel when it's like, even if it's somebody I know that calls me on a business type of call, like I don't like getting those calls, so I hate making those kind of calls.
Okay. So basically what you're saying to me is that you are assuming that because you don't like something done to you, that the people on the other end of the phone are not liking it happen to them.
Correct, I'm very close.
Okay. So that's why you're uncomfortable making calls, is because of the fact that if they're busy, and they say that they have a couple of minutes, or whatever scenario you use, they're just accommodating you, but they really don't want to be hearing you.
Correct.
Okay. So what if you made the call, what kind of calls do you like to get? And when will you take them?
Well, like, I guess it depends on what's going on. Like, I like talking to people what's going on in their life, what's going on, hey, let's go out, those kind of calls, but like, helping build my business possible.
So if you were to change the call from a help me build my business call to a call to just tell them that you were thinking about them or what's going on, or to invite them to an event, or to something that might be beneficial in their life, would you be okay with making those calls? Do you think there's a way that you might be able to change your calls from being, so you don't like to call the people because you're feeling like you're using it to interfere with their life to build your business. But you may not be looking at it from the standpoint of you might be calling them to be able to change their life or the life of somebody else. What if something were to happen that they were looking to list or sell a property and you weren't calling, and they went and listed with somebody else and they got a bad realtor, and that bad realtor cost them a lot of money? Now, did I say anything?
No,
How long did I have to wait?
too long.
Is that uncomfortable?
Yes.
Okay, but did I do it?
Good job.
And then he ended up answering, right? So what would happen? What could possibly happen to them?
If I were to call them or not call
No,
them.
if you were to not call them and tell them what you do, or ask them for business, or ask them if they know somebody that might be interested in listing or selling your house, and that person in their life were to go and list with somebody else, and the person that listed their home was not as knowledgeable as you were, and they got a bad deal.
Turn into one of those fast cable commercials. Go out these tractors.
So, if you think about it, by by you making a phone call to them and telling them what you do and reminding them about what you do, you're really saving someone the agony or money, and you're really changing the person's life because you're calling to really help people and not be a deterrent in someone's life, but to be helpful to them in their lives and be able to save them money and provide them a great service that you do. So do you think if you maybe changed your mindset about the way that you're making a phone call and talking to people and explain to them why maybe a business conversation and say, you know, if I could role play with you for a minute, say, hey Tom, this is Georgia Alpizar, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. You know, we've been best friends for a long time and I really appreciate all of our friendship, but I'm calling today because this is a business conversation. You know, I'm in the real estate business and my job is to list and sell real estate. Okay. So I just have a question for you. If you were to hear somebody that wanted to list or sell real estate, would you give them my name? Would you be comfortable giving them my name? Or is there somebody else in your life that you're more comfortable having referred?
No, it's good.
Okay. So I want to ask you a question. I always want to call you if I know what's going on, see how the fishing's going, and all the different things that you like to do. From time to time, maybe once a month, I'm going to call you and specifically ask you, is there anybody that you know that might be interested in buying or selling a piece of real estate? And here's the reason why. It would be horrible to me if I was not reminding you of this all the time, and you had a friend that went out and used another realtor, and maybe they didn't get a good deal, maybe it ended up costing more money, it could create a problem, and you know me, you trust me, you know I'm always going to take care of anybody that you refer to me. But it would just be tragic to me, and I would feel horrible that I was not calling and reminding you of that, and one of your friends used somebody that wasn't reputable. And I want to be able to be that person in your life that can help anybody that you know to get a good deal. Would you be okay if I called you maybe once a month or every other month and reminded you of what I'm doing and just seeing that if you know of anybody that's interested in listing this one piece of property, just going to be for maybe a minute, and you know if you caught some fish or something, maybe we'll talk about that. But it's just going to be specifically to remind you that I'm in the business. Would you be okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
And so how would you feel about that kind of call?
Yeah, that'll work.
Would you feel comfortable then going back to lead generating and saying, hey, this is that call I was telling you about. I'm just calling to see if you know anybody that's interested in listing or selling.
We'll probably have to rewrite a few scripts.
But would you be willing to do that? Good. Can we put together an action plan that maybe in the next 30 days you rewrite those scripts and let's try it with 10 or 15 people and see what happens?
Now we're going to be accountable for that.
Well, you know, I know some of the most important things in your life and some of the goals that you want. And so if I'm able to help you achieve those goals that you want, it's important to you and your family, would that be working on the accountability a little bit to be able to tell those people to be able to change their life and your life at the same time?
Yeah,
Not great. You have that plan?